Gonna try and make this one more casual, more laid back. Hey friends, it's KT. Nope, that's weird. Don't like it. I love building and modding competitive, hard-hitting blasters to use at games, but as a parent, I'm also always looking out for blasters that are just fun to play with and fun to look at. In my experience, one of the best blaster types for kids are front-loaded cylinders because they're very easy to use. This is part of why the Strong Arm, the Disruptor, and the Maverick have been so popular with kids. This one's broken. Blasters with larger drums, like the Villainator and even the Surgefire, hold more darts, but in the heat of battle, young kids can't remember how many darts they've loaded. They tend to spray darts around and run out really quickly. Don't get me wrong, the Villainator in particular is a great blaster, one of the best deals on the market right now, but it's just too much for younger kids. The Surgefire is fine. Also, I'm always on the lookout for cool looking cylinder blasters for kids to use. A little while back, we looked at the Roblox Adopt Me Bees blaster. My kids love it, despite it being a little funky to use. More recently though, I was really excited to see this. This is the Nerf Dungeons & Dragons Emberstrike. Yes, it's really a Dungeons & Dragons tie-in, and yes, it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at this thing. The build quality is fantastic. They made great plastic choices. It's got translucent red all over it. And like the Adopt Me Bees, it's an 8-round cylinder, but unlike the Adopt Me Bees, it also has an additional 8-round storage compartment here in the stock. And it comes with darts to fill both. They both fire at or a little bit above the 70 foot per second stock range we expect from Nerf's mainline blasters, and they're both about $30 US. And since they're both unusual, brand-specific, kind of quirky designs, I think they're worth a comparison, especially for a parent or someone out shopping for a gift for a kid. I don't want you to just take my word for it though, so I handed both of these back to my kids and just let them duke it out.
What happens?
This.
Yeah. Is it hard to put back on?
Not really, but it would be hard to do it without that.
Mm.
So you can click it back in. It's automatically on.
Okay. Not too bad.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Emberstrike?
It's fun to use, but the prime is kind of hard to do.
Why?
It's small for one, and then it's kind of hard to pull back.
It's a tough prime for your hands.
But then the trigger pull is very easy.
Is the priming grip kind of slippery? Is it like hard to hold on to?
No, it's just very strong. I like the little container that I like secretly gathering darts so I can charge before they're ready.
Right.
I don't like how far forward it is. That your hand has to be, the arm has to be so far.
Yeah. It almost seems like an adult-sized reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for people with longer arms, they'd have the opposite problem. It's too close. I do like the decoration of it. I really like this top.
It's really pretty, isn't it? How do you think it compares to the Bees blaster?
Definitely not as good, but still pretty.
Really? What do you think is better about Bees?
I mean, this does have a few things that's better. It's easier to reload this than.
Why? Why is it easier to reload the Emberstrike?
Because it only has 2 blocked off things. So Bees has this plastic around it, so that you can only reload it through here.
Oh, because there's only one gap.
At a time.
Yeah.
But here, there's 2 to 3 gaps. And you can stick it through here.
Yeah.
So 3, 2, 1, shoot.
So my takeaways from this. Adopt Me Bees is easy to prime and operate, but it's easy to struggle with the reload because of the single spot where you can actually put darts in the cylinder. My youngest still loves this blaster, and he keeps it displayed in his room, but he's definitely been starting to get a little more frustrated with it after he's had it for a while. The Emberstrike has top-notch build quality, but the prime is a little bit long for short arms, and it can be a little tough to pull on because this grip is sort of smooth. It also has that really sweet extra dart storage in the back, but the door has a tendency to just pop off, and it's easy to put back, but it's not easy to put back when you're in the field in the middle of a game. It's important to note that neither of my kids are firing the admittedly pretty cool looking matching Nerf Elite darts that these blasters came with. These darts look awesome if you're displaying the blaster, but Nerf's darts are notoriously inaccurate, and the worst thing for kids having fun is when they're shooting at a target and they cannot hit it. Instead, we're using Dart Zone's waffle head darts, and you should too. They are cheaper, they are better, they're more accurate. They both got plenty of tags, and both blasters get about the same perfectly reasonable performance. Ultimately, if you're comparing these two blasters, it's really about whether the kid in question is going to be more interested in Dungeons & Dragons or Roblox, or dragons as opposed to bees, or even just whether they prefer the color red over the color yellow. If you don't think they have a preference, I'd go with the Emberstrike, just because it's a better built blaster, it looks nicer, and it feels more solid in the hand. Now, all that being said, if we're talking about 8-round cylinder blasters for kids, there's one other blaster currently available on the shelf that I have to bring into the conversation. This is the infamous Adventure Force Thundershot, made by Busby Toys. It's a hammer-primed 8-round revolver, big and bulky with bright colors, and while you may hear some foam-flinging enthusiasts talking it down because it has a brief but very complicated history, you can't deny that for $10, this offers pretty much everything, functionally speaking, that these other two blasters do for $30 each. It's as easy to load as the Emberstrike is, and it's easier to prime than either the Emberstrike or Adopt Me Bees. If you're curious about this blaster, you should definitely watch my previous video about it, because there is a little test that you need to run before you buy them off the shelf to make sure you're getting one that was built correctly. Now, with the Thundershot for $10 and Nerf's branded options for $30, I can't honestly say that either of these are worth the extra money. 3 times as much. Maybe the Emberstrike, but really it's just because it's so pretty. It just looks so good. Not because it functionally offers anything or because a kid is going to have more fun necessarily. I've put all of these in the hands of a few kids, and they've all had about the same amount of fun with every one of them. I've probably actually heard less gripes about the Thundershot. In our house, I can tell you that I personally love the look of the Emberstrike, and it's probably going to go up on my wall to be admired. Adopt Me Bees belongs to my youngest, and it keeps a place of honor in his bedroom, but it doesn't actually get darts fired out of it very often. We have 3 Thundershots now, and they all get tapped for playtime pretty often. I'll be starting to play around with some mods to the Thundershot pretty soon, so you can look forward to that and seeing how that works out. So, I hope that all of this info helps you when you're out in the Nerf aisle trying to make a selection. I try to make these guides offer the guidance to parents I wish I'd had when I was bringing blasters home for the first time and made some pretty unfortunate choices on accident. Luckily, we got over those problems and were able to figure it out, and now me and my kids are all pretty seriously into this hobby and getting a lot out of it, and I hope the same for you. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. Let me know what you think about each of these blasters, which one you'd go for if you had to only pick one. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more foam flinging stuff. I'm currently putting out one longer video and a short every week. I have some 3D printed builds for both kids and adults in the works that I can't wait to share with you. Until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the field. This comes with twice the darts. Not that those darts are good. Adventure Force waffles. And while you may hear some foam... Ooh, I hit something. That popped. The thing got stuck. My chimes are right here. Ooh, I hit one. And this is just pretty. I just love this blaster. I think it's gorgeous.